Build and appreciate you for being here, sir. Uh, Listen, let's go ahead and get into it, man. We got a lot of stuff to talk about, and man,
Yep.
this is gonna be one of them shows. But let's go ahead and give some homage. Let's give some shouts out. And let's give some respect to the folks in Louisville.
Mm.
Right, the things that happened in Louisville with the shooting that happened there at the bank, and unfortunately, the gentleman who committed the crime, Connor Sturgeon, was actually an employee of the bank. So, I mean, that's just unfortunate thing. Being here, sir. Listen, let's go ahead and get into it, man. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. Hold on. And, man,
Yep.
this is going to be one of them shows. I'm hearing myself in my head. Why am I hearing myself in my head? Homage,
You
just
hear
give
yourself?
some shouts out. Let's
What's
give
going on?
some respect that ain't good. The folks in Louisville. There we go. How about now? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yep, you're good.
Oh my God. This is what happens when you have the show. This is what happens when you have the show running in like 5 different screens. Because I knew we had so much that we want to talk about. I had the show running in 5 different screens, literally. So my apologizes for that, man. Let's get back locked in. Let's get focused. But yeah, here again, another gun situation. Unfortunately, another situation where we've got to have that kind of a conversation.
Yeah.
Your thoughts when you saw the story to come up?
Again, man, disheartening. You know, we're fighting this battle about gun control and how to figure it out. I've shared my thoughts a number of times on it about how I thought we could police this incidents, these types of incidences that are happening. But it's just a shame, man. I mean, we're having these mass shootings. I mean, we're what, day 102 into this year, and we've already had damn near 200 and some odd mass shootings.
Yeah.
You know, that's going around. You know, and we only report on the ones that we hear about. There's other ones that are going on across the country that we don't really hear about. It doesn't get a lot of news coverage. But my prayers go out to the people of Louisville. That the community in Kentucky, man, has just gone through a lot since Brown and Taylor, all the way to now, man. That state has gone through a whole lot of things, you know, with things going on with their police corruption and all that stuff, man. They got a lot of things that's going on there, man. My prayers go out to the family of the victims that were there. I don't really want to touch on the mental health thing because I'm so tired of it, because it's starting to become the excuse for someone's behavior.
Right.
And like I've always said before, if you're sane enough to order the gun, order bullets, load the gun, plot your target, drive on over there, those are sane, conscious thoughts. That is not mental health.
Yeah. So I want to get into this just a little bit, and we don't have to dive deep because I know we have before. So yeah, I mean, this individual, if you do your research, listen, he was a bachelor degree recipient. He was a master's degree recipient from the University of Alabama, but he has had statements, and he did make statements about self-esteem being a long problem that he had. Right. So his family saw that. His mom actually called 911. So, I mean, different dynamics and different aspects of the continuums of this mental health conversation. So, I mean, I've never heard it mentioned about self-esteem before. So when it goes out and does these heinous types of crimes. But that was just a different little twist there in terms of this. So, but I don't mean to interrupt you, man. I just wanted to put that bit out there.
I read that too, and that's a personal problem. Maybe that is a part of the mental health. But your actions aren't mental health issues. Those aren't things that they're dealing with. Those are rational thoughts that he decided to go ahead and do. And this one was a little bit different, like you said. He worked there, obviously had a pretty good, decent job there, but decided to target the people who are working. I still haven't figured out the pinpoint why he went to work and went and did that. At least I haven't stated any facts. Just that was his plan to target. And people, you know, this is just too much, man. It's becoming a problem because we're becoming numb to it. It's not even the headline story no more. When those things happen, it's kind of now the back burner story. It's like a little corner. Oh, this mass shooting happened in Louisville. It's not even becoming the headline story anymore. So I'm in the fear that me and you've always talked about how we fear for our children. We even fear for ourselves.
Yeah.
Places that were sanctuary away from violence are no longer sanctuaries of violence anymore. Schools, colleges, workplaces. None of these places are sanctuary from being violent. It ain't happening. It's not happening no more just on the streets or what people think is going on in the hood. Just going on in the suburbs.
Literally, so I've been trying to block this out of my head, but literally, and just as you said that again, I apologize. I'm gonna be on one tonight, folks. So y'all pray for me. But last week, 300 feet, 2 miles from my house, 500 feet from where my parents live. I'm not sure if you heard the story. There was actually a hostage situation at the dog park and at the baseball diamonds where I used to take my son every week to go play baseball. Hostage situation, man actually shot and killed a innocent bystander, one person he had hostage, shot a police officer who was there to serve him a warrant. The person who was holding the folks hostage was actually shot by the police and is now in custody and things of that nature. So literally there was a hostage situation, homicide situation 3 miles from my house. I was en route to that exact location. And my wife called me and said, hey, don't mess around. Don't go over there. We got locked down. We got hostage situation happening. I was literally en route to that exact location while I was jumping off. So as you say, right, it doesn't matter where you live. It doesn't matter what neighborhood you're in. You could be in the best neighborhood, the worst neighborhood. You can be where there's zero crime or there's 100% crime. This is at the dog park right next door to the baseball diamond where I take my son every single week to play baseball. My dad was there the day before because he goes out there and watches the seniors play softball.
Yeah, see, like I said, it's becoming such a common ground, and it's funny. You know, we all uproar about it. We all uptight about it. We all be upset about it for 2 or 3 days, and then nothing happens. And then we have these situations pop up. Like I said, it's becoming a problem just because we're starting to become numb to it. It's starting to become the norm in our society, the norm of what we look at and what we view. And that's traumatizing, right?
Yeah,
that's a traumatic thing that we keep going through over and over and over again. That we're just starting to get used to. And I don't worry about. I mean, I don't so much worry about myself. I didn't live somewhat of a full life. I'm more worried about my kids and my grandkids.
Right.
They get in situations like that. If they get themselves in a situation like that where they're not able to protect themselves in this situation happen. I just wish, it is a cry for lawmakers and those people, and even President Biden. And like I said, I'm not a fan of Kamala Harris, but when is she gonna step up and voice her opinion and say something about how can we stop this violence? What is she gonna do? How come she can't be the forefront and lead that spirit for the presidency campaign?
Yeah.
To say, hey, we need to do something for reform because, it's really affecting everyone along. But in her communities where she comes from, guns, violence, and where we come from, it's prevalent. So why ain't she leading the spirit here for that? Kamala Harris is the only vice president I've seen, and I ain't just knocking her, that hasn't led spirit something in some form of cause since I've been following presidency. Usually vice president usually takes on at least one thing and is very advocate about. Yeah. She hasn't been advocate about nothing, man. And to me, it's just disappointing. And that's just my personal opinion. And I'm not knocking them, but that's my personal opinion.
We hear you.
Period. I just wish I wish she would fight
do a little bit more. Do a little bit more.
Yeah, because she could have a strong voice. You're the vice president, and I'm tired of men. Oh, I'm going to sign this law to make it more stringent to get guns. Bro, we got some of the more stringent laws to get a gun. Why don't we stop making guns or make guns differently or use technology to monitor these guns so we don't have this issue? So I don't want to go that route.
Yeah, we had this conversation. Unfortunately, again, we had this conversation a few weeks ago, and again, there's always a story. Unfortunately, that resurfaces and rebubbles us back to the top. But we're gonna continue this dialogue, and we're gonna bring some folks in who are in the legislature who can talk about some of this stuff. I want to say shouts out to Mr. Matt Hawes. Hope you're feeling well, sir. I know you're down and out in terms of your health, but hope you're feeling well. Chris McPhee, listen, right there, that's this chief marketing officer for Triple Nickel. Come on now. I'm up in here rocking the company swag, company logo. Mr. McPhee, appreciate you for being here, sir.
I need mine too one day.
Oh, see, here you go. See, don't change the subject.
I got to put my bid in, man. I got to put my bid in.
Don't take the spotlight.
I ain't trying to take no shot. But,
no, I know why you won't take my shot. I tell you what, this is what we're gonna do. We got a lot of folks watching.
Yeah.
Since you're gonna take my shine, I'm gonna go ahead and put this on you. And we're going to give you some of your shine.
Oh, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, happy birthday to Mr. Montel Allen. Tomorrow is his birthday. Y'all go ahead and put something in the comments saying happy birthday to this brother.
Got that old man vibe going on. No, man, I appreciate it. Thank you for the blessing, man. But you know what? Hey, for my president, if anybody's out there want to give me my props, man, just say a prayer for those people in Louisville, for the victims. That's all I hope for and wish for.
There
big
we
time.
go. There we go. All right. Let's go ahead and get into it. Let's go ahead and get focused, like we say. Social impact story could have been the one with the Louisville, but we had to touch on that, obviously. But we got something else to talk about. Let me sit up straight. Y'all know this man? Maybe if you in Georgia, maybe if you in Atlanta proper, maybe if in that area you are familiar with Coach Mark Taylor. Coach Mark Taylor has been around a lot of influential, a lot of athletes who know something and has some great skill in football. A lot of athletes that he's trained have actually gone to the league. He's got all these pictures. He's taking all these photos with folks. Listen, he's out there helping people understand the processes and the game and schemes, things of that nature. Unfortunately, that's Coach in front of the cameras. Well, you know what? Doesn't matter. Even in front of the cameras, there's a whole Jekyll and Hyde with this man. Let me get to it. Long story short, Coach has some words that he likes to say when he's got his own camera running and when he's on the phone. Doesn't even look like he's drinking, but Georgia football coach jokes about lynching black folks in some racist videos. You don't have
That's
to believe.
small people.
You
That's
don't
small.
have, so you don't have, you don't have to believe what I'm saying. You don't have to. I'm not even going. You don't have to worry about the Daily Beast right here. You don't have to worry about. I saw it on TikTok earlier. I'm gonna show you some of the video. But let's start right there. So this coach, as I said, who has been very influential with some young athletes, in terms of training them, coaching them, helping them get ready for the league, doing very similar what Montel has done with some young high school athletes as well, getting them primed and ready to get to that next level. Unfortunately, this man has had some things to say that have been caught on camera, audio and video, making extremely racist remarks. And he has not said anything to come out against him, right? So there's been pushes and calls to have him remark about, hey, we want to explain some of this. He hadn't said anything as of yet. As I queue up some of these videos, Montel, you tell me again what your thoughts, because since this man is in your circle, for the most part, right? That's very similar to what you do. Your thoughts as someone who has that much influence on young athletes.
Yeah,
To me, this type of story comes out.
Yeah. This guy right here is he's the worst kind of racist person you can ever be around, because he portrays as your friend, as your mentor, as your leader, but he's gonna show you in these videos what he really thinks about you as African American men and people of color. And what's funny about this, he has a biracial granddaughter.
Come on, right?
Which is crazy. and that might lead towards some of his hate, right? Towards black people. And he'll say that he's just joking around. I heard it. Are you gonna play it? Let me let you play it first.
Yeah, let me go ahead and play this here. Hold on. Let me get system audio running, because system audio is not running right now. Shouts out to Ecamm. I'll get it right here in a minute. Video.
Yeah. Oh, just tell me when you're ready to go. But again, like I was saying, this is the worst kind of racist person that you could be around, because he pretends to be something different than what he actually is, or what he actually thinks. Are you good?
Oh my God, it's playing, but hold on. I know how to do it.
Okay. Anyway, before he puts it on, he called us monkeys, called us the N-word, talked about how he hating to be around all of Atlanta, and so on and so on. And this is a person that's supposed to have been mentoring at least, I believe, 60, they said, and he sent a couple of the Division One. A lot to Division One, and then also some kids to the NFL. I don't know why there's not an uproar in the football community about this guy, because this is what he's saying is really, really, really racist. And you know what brings me back to? This brings back to the John Gruden situation, right? You portray somebody in front